Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Tiffany. And tonight we are going to make lemon pepper shrimp with Orzo. And this is my first time cooking with Orzo. I've always wanted to try, so that's going to be fun and exciting. This is a nice and quick, easy weeknight meal. So dig in. Like I said before, all of the ingredients and the directions will be posted in the comment box below. So make sure that you check that out, so you make sure you have all the supplies and tools that you need. Also, while you're down there, make sure you click on the link as well to find out what I do. So let's dig in first. First, we're going to start with really the longest process of cooking this dish is the shrimp. If you are buying just fresh raw shrimp, then you're going to have to cook it. You have to clean it and devein it first. And sometimes, depending how much you're making, that can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So please keep in mind, prepare for that. What I would typically do, especially before when I was working, I would probably devein my shrimp the night before, so that when I come home, I can just throw the dish on and get it done. But since I don't work, I'll normally do the whole process in one full step. And I'm actually going to show you how to peel and devein shrimp, because because I cook so much, that most people know how to do that. But it's funny, my cousin was staying with me not too long ago, and I asked her to peel the shrimp for me, and when I got home, it wasn't done. And I'm like, what happened? She was like, I don't know how to devein shrimp. It was funny, because I'm just thinking, like, people know how to cook like me. So I'm going to run through that real quick too. And so first things first, let me show you how to peel and devein the shrimp, and then we will dig into the fun part of actually putting all the ingredients together to make this meal. So, of course, as always, I got my wine popping because it's evening time. I'm cooking a little later than I normally do. So I got my spirits, whatever you do to get you in the mood, make sure you have that. And I also, like always, I have my jams playing in the background. So let's dig into making this shrimp dish. Alright, ladies and gents, so this is our shrimp. I'm going to show you quickly how to, yes. Okay. Excuse the child interruption. So, take your piece of shrimp, and what you want to do is pull the shell off. Now, if you're like me, I just learned not too long ago that there's a difference between raw and cooked shrimp. That's the blonde in me that came out a little bit. But I always thought that all shrimp came out pink. So when I would go to the grocery store, I would buy the pink shrimp and then come home and cook it, not realizing that I was double cooking my shrimp. I never realized why it was so rubbery, and it didn't taste and look as good as it should have. So if you are new to shrimp, like I used to be, make sure that for dishes that you're actually using the cooked shrimp, make sure you're getting raw shrimp. And typically, most raw shrimp is gray. There's some raw shrimp, depending on where it comes from, that is pink, but it looks more like a salmon color pink. It shouldn't be bright pink and white like cooked shrimp is. The only times you really want to use cooked shrimp is if you're using them like a seafood salad or something like that. That's a cold dish typically. But 9 times out of 10, if you're cooking shrimp, it's going to need to be raw shrimp. So anyways, so we pulled my mind is blanking, it's after 5 o'clock. We're pulling off the shell, pulling off the tail. Now I love using this knife. It's a paring knife to do this because it's already curved like the shape of a shrimp. So this makes it easier for me. So what I do is start at the top, split down the middle like that. And they'll open this up. And what you want to do is, you got to pull out, there's a black vein in here. And sometimes the shrimp will be clean, but 9 times out of 10, it'll be a black line in here. And it's the vein. And you need to pull that out. It's the dookie strip. And it's gross. As much as I love to eat shrimp, and it's such a popular seafood, shrimp is very dirty. So you want to make sure it's clean really well. And what I do is, and I'll just pull off this extra skin since I whipped it open, and just pull it apart going down. And normally at the end, like if you see that right there, see that? That's when normally all like the crud is at. So I like to either take the knife and scoop it in there and pull that out, or if it's not a lot, I'll just pull it out with the tip of the knife like that. And then I'll just clip off the end too, because that's where most of the poop is, so to make sure that I get all of it out. Now, there are some people who don't devein their shrimp. I don't recommend it because I feel like you can taste it and it tastes dirty. But you know, when you peel and eat shrimp, then those aren't deveined. So you could not devein them, but like I said, I don't recommend it. And that's it. Simple, easy, it's cleaned. That's it. Very easy, guys. So go through, devein your shrimp, and then we'll move on to the next process. Alright guys, the next step in the process is we need to make our orzo. And I just have a simple box of orzo pasta from Publix, regular store brand. And we want to make a cup of this. So we want 1 cup of pasta to 2 cups of water. So we want to add in our water in the pot first. I'm going to grab some water. And we're putting in, that's 1 cup of water. And this is 2 cups of water. We want the water to boil. Once it boils, just like you make the regular pasta, then add your pasta. Pretty simple, basic. So let your water boil, then add your pasta. And then we'll move on to step number 3. Alright, ladies and gents, so our water is boiling, so now it's time to add 1 cup of the orzo pasta. The pasta for about 8 to 10 minutes. Check it and make sure that it is tender. But I'm going to go ahead and put this timer on for 8 minutes. So next, we need to chop up our additional ingredients that need to go in the pan to be sauteed. So I'm going to just make a little change to the original recipe. And FYI, I got this recipe from Cooking Light. It's one of my favorite places to pull recipes, because a lot of them, they're very healthier ingredients, and a lot of times they have really good quick meals, and they're very, very tasty. So I'm going to add a pepper to mine. Like I told you before, I love cooking with peppers, and especially peppers like this that are very colorful. And then also, we need our garlic. We need about 2 teaspoons of garlic, so that's roughly about a clove or 2 cloves depending on the size. My clove is really big, so I'm just going to use 1 garlic. So let's cut that up, and so we can prepare to put that in a pan to be sauteed, and then we will cook our shrimp next. Alright, so we are ready to put our shrimp in the pan. So what do you want to do, depending on what size pan you have, you want to make half the shrimp and one side, and well, split them up in different doses, so different batches, because you want to make sure that all the shrimp is going to be able to be flattened out. I am using my wok, so it's a pretty good size, so I probably can fit all of my shrimp in there, if not split it in 2. So you want to add a tablespoon of butter into your heated pan. Then you are going to add your shrimp and cook for about a minute or 2 per side. You just want it to have a nice little grill and crisp on there. Get rid of all the gray. All of your shrimp should be pink. So let's go ahead and cook our shrimp. Okay guys, we are ready to put our shrimp in the pan. What I just did, you need to cut up a 1 tablespoon of butter. Remember guys, we are using seafood, so try to use butter if possible instead of margarine. First of all, it's better for you, even though butter is still not that great. And it pulls out more of the flavor than using margarine. So my butter is melted in the pan and it's ready to go. So sprinkle about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of salt on your shrimp, and then toss it into the pan. Alright ladies and gents, while our shrimp is cooking, let's go ahead and finish up our orzo. So what we need to add next, we need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we need to add about 2 tablespoons of parsley. And so I would just pull off a bunch about this thick. That should be about 2 tablespoons right there. So let's get that prepared so we can wrap up our orzo in our dish. Alright, see our shrimp. It has a nice little char on it. So once it gets done, we want to transport the shrimp out of our pan and onto a plate. And I already have the shrimp over there that I made earlier. So let's go ahead and take our shrimp off. It should be ready. It looks good. And let's wrap this dish up. Alright guys, we are going to wrap this up, and we need 1 more tablespoon of butter into our pan so we can add our peppers, garlic, and complete this dish. So, get your 1 tablespoon of butter, add that up, let that melt. Once that melts, you are going to add your peppers and your garlic to that, and you're going to cook that up. And then once you complete that, we will move on to the last and final step. Alright guys, let's wrap this up. So, we have our peppers and our garlic in our pan. And now we want to add our shrimp back in. And then we want to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now what I like to get, I like to keep lemon juice on stash at my house for various things, teas, dishes, whatever. So I buy these all the time, or you can just squeeze a fresh lemon. But I'm going to use this. And they're cheap. They're like $1. So we want 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we want to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and voila. Let that cook for about a minute or so that the shrimp can soak up the flavors of the juice. And serve that over your orzo, and you're done. You have a nice, quick weeknight meal that's going to be very tasty and very delicious. Enjoy, and don't forget to click the link below so you can find out what I do and how I have the pleasure of being a single mom and be able to work from home each and every single day and be able to put good, fun, and healthy meals on the table for my son and I each and every night. Click the link below and stay tuned. Remember, tonight we made a lemon pepper shrimp with orzo. Enjoy, guys!